Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to another live stream. We've got a big announcement, or I don't know about announcement, but sometimes rumors percolate on X. People say things. People have been saying that Trump is saying that there's going to be a deal with Russia and Ukraine. Breaking Russia and Ukraine have reached a deal. Sir, what are we talking about here? Listen, this is what I'll say about Russia Ukraine. It was obvious Trump put serious pressure on both countries. He wanted it done. They put out their ideal agreement, the United States did. And so I think there's a big push to get this done. Right, at least reach some type of ceasefire to have serious talks. What's up, guys? Yeah, no, you're right. YouTube 20-year anniversary. 2005. I thought it was 2006 with YouTube. But like the first video came out in 2006 or something. If you were to ask me when did YouTube launch, I would have said 2006, but I guess 2005. Ben Shapiro interviewed Zelensky, releasing part 1 on Thursday, part 2 on Friday. Seems to be the inverse of Tucker traveling to interview Putin. Yeah, I did see a few clips of that. He put out like a preview, like a little trailer. Yeah, here it is right here. He pinned it. Wrong button there. Let's see what this is.
Nothing to hide. We're absolutely open. It ought to be possible by the United States where those dollars are going. We are the leading shield against Russia's invasion to the Suez world. Against Russia's intentions and possibilities of a ceasefire. Americans have questions about things that are happening here.
Yeah, it's just more of the same bullshit. They're saying Ukraine is the main things in between. I mean, it's like when they say Israel is the main thing. I'm going to have to move this blind down because the sun's about to be in my eyes. It's so annoying. You think it's overcast, then sun just comes out. Zelensky spelled wrong? No, it's spelled correct. Or you could add another Y. I think it just depends where you're from on how they spell Zelensky. Couldn't just answer yes and no when asked about the audit. Yeah, I mean, Ukraine is extremely corrupt. I'm sure there's money missing. How much, I don't know. Maybe the Republicans are over embellishing it, but I'm sure there's money missing. You're saying the desktop audio was bad? Yeah, that's because I had it down. I don't even know why it was down that far. It should be. Let me just test it.
Yes.
Yes, all good.
Action.
I want to start by asking you about the meeting.
It's better now. I'm sorry about that. Sun will be good for you. I used to take vitamin D when I was younger. I gotta look into that again or something. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, sorry about that. I had it at 0. You guys were right. Is the Ukraine war over or no? I mean, I think it's coming to an end. I do think it is. To me, Trump, it was another one of Trump's threats where he's like, we're going to leave this entirely if they don't agree to it. He put pressure on both Ukraine and Russia to come to some type of agreement relatively soon because it's been dragging on. And there was the original ceasefire that really wasn't a ceasefire. It was only an infrastructure ceasefire. And then Russia claimed Ukraine broke it. And so it was like lulling on. And so it's like Trump's just like, we got to end this. Come on, guys. And so they put out their plan. They said it's fair for both sides. Russia's going to have some objections. Ukraine's going to have some objections. But we can come to the negotiating table and agree to something. And so maybe that's what happens. I mean, there's reports that Trump thinks it's going to get done. People are saying that a deal has been reached. I mean, but you never know with X. I mean, they'll just say shit and then it's just completely wrong. So, did you see the protests at Trump Tower? I saw the protests at Trump Tower in 2015. I saw them in 2019. I mean, it's every year they protest at Trump Tower. It's like, it doesn't really matter. You ever played Zelda? No, I never really got into Zelda, honestly. I never got into Minecraft very much. What happens if the war does not end? Well, I mean, Ukraine's going to be drained significant resources, and then it's going to be up to the European countries to make a decision on what to do with Russia. But to me, if we play it out, I just can't see Ukraine being in a good spot. It's just going to get worse and worse. Their leverage is going to wane and wane and wane unless NATO makes a serious commitment. If NATO made a commitment, then Russia would have some problems, but then you're risking escalation. So, BRICS news, yeah. They're kind of anti. I guess it's if you're part of that BRICS agreement, you're going to be anti-United States to a degree. They want to have their own like currency. But yeah, that I know the news page you're talking about. Sometimes they have good stuff. It just summarizes certain things, but a lot of it is slop. You'll get that from these like fake news accounts. I don't mean fake news literally. I just mean like they're these bigger news accounts, but some of the stuff it's all sensationalized. They just want clicks. Leading Report is a great example. Shannon Sharp, the new Tate Love. Yeah, I mean, I think what Shannon Sharp did was bad. It's just degeneracy. You're like 51, and I know guys will be like, well, the age gap. I understand that guys, when you grow up, you're at a significant disadvantage. Trust me, I know it. But like an age gap, 51 versus 19, the girl does OF. Like, what are we doing here? And then they immediately start defending Sharp, like, oh, it's the girl, she's trying to get him. Apparently, he offered the girl $10 million to shut up, and she didn't accept it. I don't know. I mean, but like, how would she be entitled to that much money for what exactly? I'm trying to understand it. Like, even if there was some type of abuse, I'm not saying it's good or anything, but like, how are you entitled to like $50 million? Or I don't even know what it is, but that's just degenerate behavior. Trump coin up 49% today. He's getting ready to dump. Is it seriously? Yeah, his unlock is coming. Trump's January. Oh, I think his unlock already happened. Yeah, his unlock already happened. So he's more of the coins got put into circulation, I believe. That Trump coin, if that's what you're talking about. Yeah, I remember when he said he's all dressed up today. I tweeted about that. What do you think will happen to the education system going back to the states? Well, I think it's going to be up to the states in terms of how education is done. You know, I've seen good things in terms of how, you know, with the Department of Education, it's too broad when it's a national level thing. But then you look at like Missouri in specific, they made serious strides in terms of their education rates, their literacy rates. And so it's just going to be a state by state thing in terms of that. I mean, at the end of the day, you bring the Department of Education in, the scores go down everywhere. Now, it is a little bit more complicated than that, but come on. I mean, you spend $100 billion on this federally, it's an issue. But I mean, they're still going to be spending money. It's not like they're completely getting rid of all federal funding, but they are getting rid of a lot of it. Caitlin Collins or Catherine Levitt you're talking about? Probably Catherine. Bitcoin back up to 90K. It's at 93. Yeah, Bitcoin's been pumping. Bitcoin's been pumping recently. I think it's getting a little bit better. Things are starting to improve. We should have a big run, hopefully, in this quarter, midsummer, late summer, early fall, hopefully. I mean, that's really what the 4-year cycle said, but people don't think that's a thing anymore. They just now realized Crimea is a part of Russia after over 10 years. I don't understand that, honestly. To me, I'm guessing for Zelensky, it's probably negotiations. This is what I think. Zelensky knows that they're inevitably going to be giving up Crimea. They already gave up Crimea. But I'm guessing it's like this leverage thing to where Zelensky can say, no, 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 we need to keep Crimea. And then so when they actually negotiate, they'll be like, well, okay, we'll give it up as one of the things that we allow Russia to have. I don't, but if it's like you're not even allowing them to have it, you can't take it from Russia. How can you recapture Crimea without significant NATO help? But I think Zelensky is trying to use it as like a bargaining chip. Like, remember when they took that very small area in northern Russia, the Kursk region, and then they got thrown out, but they took it. I think they were going to use that as a bargaining chip during peace negotiations. So maybe they're saying Crimea is they're trying to level with Trump and NATO and say, well, you know, Crimea should be Ukrainian and we're going to give it up. So that's part of our agreement. If we give this up, we need to take Y from Russia, or we need to get these assurances. So I'm guessing it's negotiations, because how do you take Crimea back exactly? Why would Russia? That would be a terrible loss, and it's not possible. The kids overseas are learning calculus at age 12, while the kids in the United States can't stop saying chicken jockey. U.S. needs help. Yeah, you know, you got to let kids be kids, but there's certainly, when you look at where we're at in terms of education, it's a problem. Especially the phones are a big problem. They're not limited at all in the United States. It's this culture to where the kids, it's social media profiles at the age of 8 or 9, on YouTube at the age of 7. And it doesn't help the development. You look at the Eastern countries that are more oriented around education, they're a lot more restrictive of screen time and all of that. And that's just not part of our culture here. Thoughts on RFK Jr. announcing bans on dyes? I think that's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer. And RFK, like, to me, there's a lot of winning issues with RFK Jr. Because if you look at the food that even McDonald's sells in terms of their ingredients in the UK and in Europe versus America, they load our food with a bunch of chemicals compared to even Europe. So it's like we're just trying to get on the same level as the European countries in terms of health. Just normal health. These are just huge wins. Anything RFK does with these foods, it's like they're all no-brainers and they should have been done forever ago. Do you think you can make a 22-yard field goal? Remember, what was a PAT? 17 yards? I mean, I could probably make it. I never played soccer. I wasn't good at kicking. I mean, eventually you probably get it through. It's not too hard. I'm a lefty, so. How will 1.6 trillion of student loan debt get paid back? You mean from the people that hold the debt? Well, they're looking to get it taken away, but it's not going to happen. They're going to have to start paying it back. I know the males are paying back student loan debt. The women, it's a problem, but hopefully some of it gets paid back. I mean, you want to eliminate interest rates on it, I guess, but college is such a mess of a system. He should cut all funding and military aid to Ukraine and remove all sanctions on Russia. Well, why would he do that before a deal gets reached? That's not smart. Did you hear anything about the Russia-Ukraine deal? Yeah, it's been on Twitter. People are saying there's a deal. Leading report said it. Trump says a deal has been reached with, so a deal has been reached with Russia, but Ukraine has to agree to it. Believe it when I see a signed deal and minerals rights to Ukraine. Yeah, well, that minerals deal is going to happen on Thursday. I believe it's pretty much, so that's tomorrow. I believe it's going to pretty much guaranteed happen tomorrow, the minerals deal with Ukraine. Crimea River. Yeah, well, that was great. I do remember that. Zelensky really does need to accept this, because unless they're getting some extra support, the only way Zelensky doesn't accept this is obvious. Like, people will blame Zelensky, but if he gets European support, that's the only, like, in terms of them giving him assurances, that's the only way he doesn't accept this. There's no way. There's no other avenue for Ukraine in terms of their current military situation, their low number of soldiers. There has to be an agreement here. The only way it's not is if, like, the UK and France, Germany, if those countries tell Zelensky, you're getting screwed by this deal, don't accept it. We don't want to give you to give up land. We're going to help you more. I think that's the only way. It just depends on those countries. You remember Boris Johnson kept this war going. There was original peace negotiations back in 2022, like the summer of 2022, or like three weeks into the invasion anyways. And honestly, it might have been better. Well, no, it's not better because there's a lot more people killed. But earlier on, it definitely seemed like Russia was going to take significant more land. Efficiency coin didn't even tank from Elon saying he's almost done with Doge. Such a weird acting coin. Well, dude, it's tanked so much already. I mean, if that coin was juiced, it would have tanked from that news. The coin's just dead. If the coin had pumped, it would have tanked from that news. But it's hard. How much more can it fall at this point? Is the Doge effort dead? Well, they got in, Musk got in. They said they were going to find all this stuff. There's only so many things you can find. They can't make up stuff. So, they found like $160 billion worth. It's, people are saying that's not true. They're saying it's less. It's about 160 billion, but they found what they could find. They need to look at the Pentagon. That's the thing that I'm a little bit concerned with. Have they done anything with the Pentagon yet? Seems like that's a big spend. And also, obviously, entitlements. It's the Pentagon and entitlements is what they need to look at. But they really can't touch entitlements because it's such a bad issue. It's a losing issue. But entitlements have to be looked at. I mean, there's an estimated $200 billion in fraud in Medicare. And so that's something that needs to be looked at, but they don't want to do it. Ukraine holds all the cards here for sure. Feels like Zelensky wants to betray us behind the scenes. Well, I mean, if you're saying that, I honestly think probably those European countries hold the cards, because I'm guessing Zelensky will keep the war going if he gets support from those countries. That's the only way. The Ukraine is not in a good position. But I don't see how Ukraine thinks they can win or get that land back. You have to convince NATO to assist you with manpower. Or with, and this would never happen, with threatening significant military action against Moscow and St. Petersburg and some of the western Russian cities. That's just not going to happen. They're not going to escalate. Forget Polymarket. What would be your percent odds that Carney wins? I'd put him lower than what Polymarket has it. I'd say it's like 70-30, maybe 65-35. I don't think Carney has that big of a lead. I think there's good value on Polviev. Or Polviev. I gotta make sure I fucking say his name right. Because I want to cover that election. You got any Z? I don't even know what that... Yeah, I saw you say something about that. I don't know what that coin is, man. Not sure what that is. There's so many leaks going on in the White House. Tulsi Gabbard said that. What, leaks from people that are against Trump? Germany ran out of manpower in World War II. Well, they ran out of everything. I mean, it's a two-front war. You're fucked. You're fighting the United States, the British from the West, the Soviet Union. I mean, you can't win a war like that. That's why Hitler didn't want to go to war with Britain. You can't fight. I mean, he had immense respect for the British Empire. You can't fight a two-front war. They should have learned in World War One, but how do you know Europe won't escalate? Well, I mean, you would think, based off of what's happened the past 3 years, they would have already escalated with some more support from Biden. They would have had much more support and escalation with. That's the thing. Have Biden and Trump really treated this much differently at all? Trump is funding Ukraine mainly because they agreed initially to a ceasefire, but it's not like Biden was this, oh, we're gonna be aggressive with serious. I mean, they sent him money, but they didn't. It's not like there was an over aggressiveness from even Biden. Like, that's the thing that I don't understand with these Democrats. They're like, well, why are they giving up territory? Well, why did, like, the only way to get the territory back is a severe threat to Russia, a severe threat, like a nuclear bomb threat. Like, if you keep this, if you do not go back across the border, we're going to destroy all your infrastructure, or it's troops. So why didn't Biden do that? Because otherwise you're not getting that land back. I mean, the only way you could say in 2022 is if they crippled them so bad with sanctions, then Russia would be forced to retreat. But that didn't happen, obviously. And we knew it wasn't, even when, it was like 2024, okay, the sanctions are really not, I mean, they might work in terms of weakening the economy of Russia, but it's not working in terms of deterring them from invading. He could have went after the British easily. They had, he lost. The Nazis lost the Battle of Britain, but it was more of an air battle. But I mean, that's an island invasion, anyways. And you're allocating so many resources to the east with Barbarossa, and they were trying to make a run to the oil fields. I mean, you really wanted to just shut the Western front off and focus on Barbarossa and the USSR. And that's really what they did. I mean, he invaded. It would have been. I mean, what would it have even been? Modern day Ukraine, which was part of the USSR. But they went across the border at 3 a.m. What was it, like June 15th or something? They're like, well, he shouldn't have invaded in the winter. He originally wanted to invade with Barbarossa, I think in April or May, but he had to help the Italians. But then they invaded in June, and then it drags on. And it got to the winter eventually. Soviets did most of the work for us. Well, yeah, but we sent them. I mean, we spent more on we spent the most out of any country on World War II. More than the Soviets. Almost double the Soviets. Lend and lease. But no, I mean, they definitely sacrificed the most in terms of manpower. New Orleans has an amazing World War II museum. You can't read the text. It's just talking about this. The potential. I mean, I don't even know if this is true. People just report this. The Eastern Front must have been terrible. You listen to Stalingrad soldiers' stories all the time. World War II in general was just terrible. I mean, they just started utterly destroying all of Germany in like the winter of 1944. The Dresden firebombing runs, they just annihilated cities that were it's just women and children. They just annihilate all of the infrastructure. There wasn't even infrastructure in Dresden, really. I mean, that's how war was, man. And honestly, that's how bad war can be. Now you've got all these drones and stuff. We're trying to limit it. That's the point. That's why we're trying to work out this peace deal. Soviets just sent wave after wave of sacrificial lambs to slow down the Germans. Like, yeah, I know. The amount of men that the Soviets, I mean, the Germans were more well trained, but the Soviets just said, you know, you listen to that rare, it's like the only time Hitler was ever recorded in Finland. I think he was meeting the Finnish president in 1942, and he was just shocked at the amount of tanks that the Soviet Union produced. And a lot of that was from Lend and Lease in terms of just, I mean, we gave them so much, but just the amount of tanks that the Soviet Union had and their production was just so unbelievable. India, Pakistan are getting hot right now. Yeah, I saw that. So this is that's always been bubbling, of course, with India and Pakistan. We'll see what happens with that. That's another situation to watch. They bombed almost the whole of Germany. Yeah, that's what George Patton said. What did Shannon Sharp do? He's being accused of SA by a 19, I think a 20-year-old OF girl. It's all degeneracy with these people, and then it gets defended. It's like, what do you expect? I mean, I don't think you should be able to take like $10 million for that, but it's CME Fed check. They need to cut. I don't think it's going to happen in May. I wonder what Trump's going to do. I don't think Trump's going to do anything to Powell. He said that nothing was going to happen to him. So we'll have to see. Heard Antarctica and Greenland are going to war. That would be an amazing fight. That would be a great battle. You know, there's an area in Antarctica that is yet to be claimed. It wouldn't surprise me if Trump tried claiming it. But I don't think it's really on his radar. It doesn't really matter. It'd just be something that Trump would do. There's like 1/6 of Antarctica that right now is unclaimed. I mean, technically, there can't be any territorial claims in Antarctica because there's a treaty. It's research purposes. There's no reason to go to Antarctica unless you think there's like, unless you think the Earth is flat and you want to see, like, there's no reason to go to Antarctica. It's just uninhabitable. That's really all I can say. $2. I appreciate that, Spikes. Your next collab should be Real American Politics. Well, yeah, I have had Monjour Z on. I've had Red Eagle on. And so maybe I'll ask him and I'll ask a few others. I'm trying to have more collabs with people just because I know these streams get boring and stuff. And so, but yeah, that was a good collab yesterday with Red Eagle. It was a good sport about it, answered all the questions. You heard about the new discovery of rare earth minerals inside the U.S. I mean, we have a decent amount of rare earth minerals already. We can't refine them. Trump really needs to pass some laws in terms of refinement of rare earths within the U.S. because we have rare earths. I know it's kind of weird because they're rare earths, but they're not necessarily rare. But I mean, it's great we keep finding more. We've got huge deposits. I mean, we're a resource rich country because of how big we are. And we've also got Alaska as well. Most bullish coin right now, like a deep seek coin. I think it's called R2. That's their newest model. China, I don't know if this will do anything. If you guys remember when China released their AI model R1 language agent, it's called DeepSeek. They're about to release their next variant of it. I'm not sure if it's going to do anything to the market, but if you guys remember what happened to the market in January, I don't know when it's being released. I believe probably within the next week or two. It's very hit or miss with the release of these things because they always get rumored for like months and months and months. But I think it's probably in Grok 3.5 is coming, I believe, in May or probably May. What's your favorite Trump line? He's a hero because he got captured. I like people that weren't captured. No, I'd have to think about that. People hated that when he said that. On McCain, I think. Favorite war movie? I just watched Fury. Well, I didn't just watch it. Maybe like 4 or 5 months ago. Fury's a good movie. Thoughts on Shapiro telling Zelensky to keep fighting and stand up for his country? How do you know he said that? The interview hasn't been released yet. Rand Paul shouldn't even be on the stage. Yeah, that's another great one. This is what it is. Oh, in Wyoming. $37 billion worth of rare earths found in Wyoming. Amazing resources hiding in plain sight. Yeah, there's probably a lot of Wyoming is extremely resource rich. A lot of non-renewable in Wyoming. Fuzzy Balls, thank you for that donation. There's no Russia and Ukraine deal. If Putin agreed to the prospective deal, he most certainly would be forced out. The entirety of the 4 annexed regions is the minimum of what he can agree to. Well, isn't it? Well, if you look at that deal, I believe he would be getting those 4 regions, or maybe not totally all 4 of them. You think he'd be forced out by Russians? They wouldn't like that deal. Remember when Trump talked about Arnold Palmer's manhood last year? That was strange. That was a bit odd. At a rally, yeah. One of his campaign rallies. Trump is holding a massive rally in Michigan on Tuesday to celebrate his first 100 days in office. We're at the Big House. Ann Arbor, Michigan Stadium. $37 billion, that's a boom. Had the Big House. Imagine he went there. Yes, because most people in the Russian government think Putin hasn't been aggressive enough. Yeah, honestly, that seems like it would be a pretty understandable critique of what Russia is doing. They're moving extremely slowly. Like, there was a lot of stuff that happened at the start of the war, right when the invasion happened. And this is a typical war. It kind of grinds to a halt. But I could understand that from a Russian perspective in terms of a lack of aggressiveness. I mean, what do they want? Do they want like half of Ukraine or a third of it? They're expensive to unearth and process. Yeah, refinement. Well, it's more of it's also an environmental problem, but China has it down pat. That's where we get all of our rare earths. We ship our rare earths to be refined in China. Who is better, Japan, or Poland? Probably Japan. Do you think Trump could negotiate a rare mineral refinery in Alaska, Canada, or Mexico? You don't think Alaska or Mexico have strict environmental regulations? Well, I don't even know if it's necessarily environmental regulations or just the way the Chinese do it in terms of the cost efficiency of it. I'm not sure. I mean, I think some of it is the environmental. Because remember, there was a big rare earth deposits in California, and they shut down the extraction of it in 2002. Then they opened it back up under Obama in 2010 because they were just getting crushed by China. But you know, I don't know. I mean, do you have to do it in a place that's not the lower 48 because of environmental concerns? I'm not sure. You would imagine that Russia is understandably cautious of their approach because there's salivating wolves outside their gates waiting to. Yeah, what are you talking about? Europe? I mean, but that's actually a good deterrent though. They would argue that's a good deterrent. Liberals would. What happened to Poland in World War II was tragic. 1/6 of their, yeah, it was like 17% of their population. Well, they got destroyed. You know, the Nazis and the Soviets made that agreement to divide it September 1st. I mean, that kicked it off September 1st, and then I think the Soviets invaded like 20 days later from the east. If Ukraine loses U.S. intel, it's game over. I agree. That's another thing that's propping Ukraine up. That's why they had to do any type of minerals deal or whatever. They can't lose the access that they get from the United States. It's not just our money either. It's our intelligence. CEO of Discord has stepped down. Do you recommend any coins right now? You've been out of the market this week looking to get back in. DeepSeek coins. I think DeepSeek coins will probably be good buys. I mean, I don't know if it'll be the same culture, like the shock that we saw to the AI market in terms of them releasing their newest model, but DeepSeek, I would say, if you're just looking for like daily runners whenever it comes out. It's a war of attrition. I mean, but it still seems like they're being passive to a degree. Please clap. That was a legendary quote. And I think he probably thought, I don't know what he thought. He's just an awkward dude, Jeb. Sounds like a CCP Sam coin. If it's from the CCP, it would go up a lot if that was true. It'd be a lot higher than 200K market cap as well. Biden should be arrested too. Biden's not getting arrested. I can guarantee that. They might have to they'll arrest him into an old folks home. Ukraine fought with Hitler, not Russia. Russia fought against Ukraine and Hitler in World War II. The Polish massacre was almost all Ukrainians and Germans. Yeah, well, I mean, you can understand why they were upset after the famine of 1933. Murdered like 3 to 10 million of them deliberately. That was from Stalin in modern day Ukraine. I mean, Ukraine didn't like either the Nazis or the Soviets. But I mean, nowadays you look back on it, it's all revisionist. I think most people know that both. I mean, it's just all. It's just is it's such a complicated thing. It's not necessarily as clear cut, but it's not necessarily as clear cut as Axis versus Allies. How do you feel about Vivek becoming governor of Ohio? Not a fan of that dude. Yeah, I understand. You know, he's got the whole Trump thing. He's a hell of a campaigner. He goes out to every rallies every day. But his H-1B stance is horrible. And H-1Bs really are terrible for the United States. I understand O-1s. I understand bringing in ultra-elite talent. It's important. But it's just like a feeder to like just this capitalist. And I like capitalism, I do. But there are, of course, are some negative aspects to it. And it's like this GDP growth obsession to where the growth of the country gets put over the culture of the country. And that's something that I think we're dealing with now. Stalin starved them out. It's just communist, centralized food planning. I know what you're saying. It's H-1B is awful. Just entry level tech workers working for less. Right. It's just it's the worst part of the an ideal immigration system is the H-1B because you are taking advantage of the immigrants coming in because you have serious leverage over them, and you're also screwing the Americans at home because they're taking their jobs quite literally. And these are entry level jobs. That's another thing. That entire debate was kind of bullshit because Musk tried to spin it like it's all extremely elite people coming in. And how dare the United States not let elite people come in? Look at Elon. You know, he came in. I think Elon went to Canada first from South Africa and then the United States. But that's not what it is. That's not what H-1B is. It's all entry level bullshit. H-1B isn't capitalism, though. It's socialism. Well, I mean, to be honest, like the idea of capitalism is if you have two different workers and one of them works harder, he should get the job. Like you can say, well, socialism would be just rewarding people just because, but H-1B is exploiting. It's more of an exploitation, and it's done in the name of capitalism because you get more work for less pay as well. Like if you're a company, it makes more sense to hire these H-1B workers that have green cards hanging over their heads because they're going to do all this grunt code work for next to nothing or entry level salary. And you've got actual Americans who got a degree and are expecting a certain level of worker rights, and so there's a disconnect. Stalin starved everyone out. Guy was a crappy leader, even by communist. Communism is just, it's logistically, there's going to be massive food shortages. It's impossible to gauge supply and demand with communism. It's pretty crazy how. Oh, you're talking about Vance being the last person to meet with the Pope? Yeah, that was, and that was like a day later, or like 12 hours later, the Pope died. Trump believes he has reached a deal with Russia and Ukraine. Yeah, I agree. I think these name changes are horrible, and they should go back. And it was more of an honorary thing. I mean, the Indians logo, you could say, was a little bit. But the Redskins name, there was nothing wrong with the logo or the name. There's nothing wrong with the Indians name either. Communism leads to stagnant. Well, the Soviet Union is a perfect example of why communism doesn't work. I mean, they just dealt with so many issues. Even with them winning World War II, now they did lose a bunch of people in the process. They did a ton of the grunt work in World War, but even them against Nazi Germany, they were so inefficient compared to the Germans. The Guardians is the dumbest name ever. I hate the Guardians name so much. That's the thing, is if you're going to change the name, why do you change it to make yourself like an unserious team? That's just an unserious name. It doesn't sound professional at all. I mean, if you're going to change it, and I think the Commander's name is pretty bad as well, but the Commander's is at least like more neutral. Is like, okay, it's all right. People ever come for the Atlanta Braves for their name and the chop? Well, they've already come for that chop. They said it should be gone. They say it's racist, but I think the chop is still, they still do it, Braves fans. But what about the Chiefs? I mean, the Braves, it's like, so when does it end? But it's like, why would the Chiefs and the Braves still exist, but the Redskins and the Indians don't? Rapid response. Oh, that was rapid response. Oh. "14 meetings this week with foreign trade ministers." Yeah, I mean, we'll see when those get done. It's important they get done. We know that, but they're going to get done. It takes time to work these details out. Really don't want Canada to make cars for us. Trump says, "I'm running this country. We're not running Canada." There's been direct contact with the United States and China on trade. Has Trump's hair gone white? It does look a little bit more white now that you look at it. It's hanging on. He needs to put some product in it. Fuzzy, thank you, man. I appreciate the donations, man. In March of 2022, after sanctions, it was $1 equal 133.96 rubles. Now $1 equals 83. Russia's economy is doing better than reported. I mean, but yeah, but that was a shock to valuement loss when they started sanctioning them in March after the invasion. So it was their currency was going to improve. Oh yeah, Blake, there was a ton of that. There was a ton of that was the biggest event in terms of the, that was terrible what happened to German women in 45. Check out Main Street Research's election poll tracker, good gains for conservatives. Well, you're talking about the Canadian election? The white hair looks more presidential. Yeah, I mean, I really don't mind it either way. Why is Ben Shapiro double crossing Trump to glaze Zelensky? I mean, I didn't really hear him glaze Zelensky. They just played it was just a promo for it. We haven't seen the interview yet, I don't think. But Shapiro has been he's got the Israeli allegiance in this, so. But I mean, we'll see what it is with Shapiro and how he questions Zelensky. But yeah, it kind of seems like the duel between Tucker Carlson and Shapiro now. Kind of a random interview. Is it going to be propaganda? He'll probably try and give Zelensky hard questions to a degree just because of the whole Daily Wire thing. He doesn't want to seem soft. Did you hear the story that Biden during debate prep looked tired and his debate prep team admitted He walked around and took a short break by the pool and fell asleep for hours in the pool. Or by the I imagine in the pool. But you remember they did that debate prep for a week at Camp David. Biden did. I remember that. Yeah, dude. But Biden is just like, it is crazy that was the best they could muster, was Biden. Their party has serious problems when you've got something like that, to where the guy is not like capable of talking, and he's the one that's leading your party. Remember the media said Russia's economy would cripple after sanctions? Well, that was the original plan. That's why Boris Johnson told Zelensky not to end the war, that sanctions were going to cripple Russia, because they really had no other option unless they wanted escalation to bring in a more broadened war within Europe and have NATO troops help out Ukraine. You have to, the only thing you can really do in terms of direct, you can either threaten Russia, which is also a sign of a show of escalation, or you can sanction them to death. But yeah, they have a ton of resources, Russia does. If the U.S. new discovery on rare earth minerals of what is confirmed 100% find or more, the U.S. could hold 67%. What do you mean by that? Yeah, I mean, the U.S. has a lot of rare earths. They need to refine them. In your opinion, is Biden an F-tier president? He's more of a Z-tier. Just a lot of sleeping. But I mean, with Biden, he's like graded on a curve. He's just mental incapacity. Trump is getting his ass kicked. Oh, I wonder who told you that. Oh no. Trump is done, guys. Elon leaving was set from the beginning. Doge is supposed to stay through. Doge is supposed to stay through, I think, 2026, they said. China would absolutely sacrifice well-being quality of Chinese citizens' life to further economic geopolitical interests. Yeah, of course they would. Well, I mean, that's what we're dealing with this deal with China. But we're still going to get a decent deal with China, even with all of that. Can we use AI to do rare earth refinement better than China? Well, I think Trump is making a big investment on rare earth refinement, and it's going to have to be developed. I mean, we can develop it, whatever the system needs to be. The United States can develop it, I'm sure. I'm just wondering the cost of it. Apparently, it's costly, and China has it down. And also, there's environmental concerns. He's just talking about how the U.S. has been ripped off. Have you seen the liberal boomer in Canada who did the middle fingers up? That conservative journalist who was covering the rallies, he deleted his Facebook after getting ratioed. Really? He deleted it. He deleted his stuff after that. That's kind of disappointing. You know, those boomers, they can't handle the internet hate. That's the thing. They're not used to it. They're not conditioned for it. He should have said, "I'm a boomer and I'm proud." China won't export machines to refine rare earths in America. Well, then build the machines. I mean, we're the United States. We should be able to solve this issue. Dave Smith responding to Jordan Peterson. Yeah, Dave Smith has just been. I don't know. I mean, it seems like Dave Smith is just constantly tweeting every second. Every time I see Dave Smith saying something, I think he's got a short temper. He gets angry and he has to respond to everything. I mean, I guess I'm on Dave Smith's side. The Jordan Peterson stuff, people are going at him now. Because he was on Rogan. I mean, how many times do these people have to go on Rogan? Like 100 times. It's like his 100th appearance, I think. Jordan Peterson. But he was calling out right wingers. There's more infighting. You know, the right wing people don't really like Israel very much anymore. He got angry about it, I think. I don't know. Russia's in control of 87 trillion in rare earth minerals and metals. They already could provide access to the United States. Well, I mean, I thought we were going to do a deal with Russia. I'm not sure if we are or not. I know the Zaporizhia nuclear plant potentially is going to be in control of the United States. It gives power to both Ukrainians and Russians. Rogan made both of them. Who Peterson and Dave Smith. Certainly Dave Smith. Because I didn't hear about Dave Smith before. Peterson, you could say, well, he's with Daily Wire. He does other things. He goes on. I've seen him in other places. Not really Dave Smith, though. The right acts exactly like BLM, just without riots when it comes to virtue signaling on anti-Semitism. I think it's a very small amount of people that do that, but I think any type of anti-Semitism is just bullshit. I mean, I don't like that Trump does it, but it is what it is. Yeah, I know the Christ is King thing. I don't understand why that gets them so angry. China is now openly threatening any country that dares strike a deal with the U.S. that China doesn't like. Are they seriously openly threatening them? I know they didn't. Obviously, they don't want it to happen. No, but we're gonna have to. I mean, with these other countries, a lot of it depends on the amount of trade that the country does with the United States versus China, the reliance, things like that. In terms of if the country will side with China or the United States. Yeah, I know Jordan Peterson's been big in the culture war for a while. Did the White House tweet Happy Easter only Happy Passover? I would imagine they probably tweeted both. Oh man. Hispanics for Trump 2028. All right, you can't run from him. You can't outrun him. He's just a constant. He's inevitable. What's the Elon Doge drama? I think Elon is just leaving Doge and focusing on Tesla, and liberals are celebrating. I believe that's what it is. Yeah, Musk is leaving or stepping back. He's stepping back, is what it is. Chester, I appreciate it, man. Thank you. China has absolutely smoked Trump on the trade war. Well, you're not thinking clearly. How are we getting smoked when we have massive tariffs on them? Their economy is going to be hurt significantly more than ours in it. The only reason that you could even argue our economy is hurt is because of tariffs on other countries, which have affected the markets. But I mean, there's all this like this love affair with China. No, I mean they're extremely reliant on our consumer base. If there's a 145% tariff, they're gonna face significant problems. They have to do a deal with us. Their entire economy is based around the access to U.S. consumers. Even though they have all, I mean that's how they're competitive with all the slave labor. Elon had planned on leaving in the summer anyways. Had he? I don't even know if that's true, honestly. I mean, that seems like something they kind of just said, like, oh, he was going to leave anyways. I don't know, man. He's been getting really beat down by liberals. His dealerships are getting bombed. I mean, it's not good. It's really evil. You got a lot of evil people within the Democratic Party bombing dealerships and stuff. It's not necessary, but that's what they resort to, just like the BLM tactics. So it's Musk is gonna have to take a step back, I guess, is what he's saying. Libertarians are brain fucked if they think China is winning. Well, the reason they think that it's very small minded, but because Trump is the one already like when you have this trade war and you're just looking at it from like a dumbed down perspective. The United States has a tariff, a certain tariff on China. China has a certain tariff on us. Trump is the one kind of fiddling with the tariffs on China because remember I don't even know if this is true, but remember, he was going to bring the electronic tariff down to 20%. They say, well, that's caving into the Chinese, so that China wins the trade war because Trump brought tariffs down. So see, when you have a simplistic view like that, that's why they say that China's winning. Yep, Musk is talking about Mars again. Oh yeah, the NFL draft is tomorrow. The NFL draft is, I feel like, really early this year. Normally it's like the 28th or the 29th. You get why people would not like the healthcare CEO, but Taylor Lorenz is taking it to the next level. She's just fingering herself to Louis. Yeah, I mean but that's a lot of those liberal women. So it's whatever. He's the hero to them. I mean, this just makes no sense. I just don't understand. I mean, I guess they could say, well, they haven't felt it yet, but inflation is down. Inflation is down. But these tariffs, it takes time for them to pay off. This is all reactionary. Crockett questioning Trump's IQ. I know. If you're Crockett, you don't throw stones from glass houses with that IQ stuff. That I mean, like the moon landing happened. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I do think it happened. When you get older, you have money. Women like that, from what I've heard. Exactly. That's why there's age gaps. And also, it's just natural in terms of males versus females. Women to want an older man. I mean, some of the age gaps do get a little bit crazy, I'll agree, but When are you gonna reveal your real name? I don't think people really know my first name or my last name. So I'll just keep it that way. I'd rather not have it revealed, honestly. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter, but half your age plus 7 seems to work. What in terms of an age gap? Trudeau should hold lots of gratitude for Trump to keeping him in power for the time. I mean, but Trudeau left just a scorn loser. So I don't know. What is Trudeau's legacy in Canada? Mm-hmm. At what point will it dawn on you that Trump is not the Messiah, just a very naughty boy? I mean, bro, come on. A very naughty boy? This is a 78-year-old man. I mean, if you say that, it's a little there's some creativity to that. I'll give you credit. Uh, thank you for the $2. USS Liberty, deliberate. Yeah, it was. I'm gonna go woke. I'm actually gonna say no. It was. It was not. All right. Wait. What is the right woke thing to do? Women need to stop getting so many tattoos and being gold diggers. Well, I mean, the tattoo thing needs to stop. It's every young girl's getting tattoos now. It's really ugly. It's just unattractive. I don't know what they now the counterculture is to not get tattoos if you're young. If you're like 17, 18, I mean they all get tattoos. It's unbelievable. Thoughts on USA having Mars as territory? I'm not even sure they could. I mean, they can claim it if they land there first, I guess. But what is it really gonna? It's gonna take so long for it to be worth much. I mean, it's a long process in terms of setting something up on Mars. It takes many decades. Musk is trying to do it in like 30 years. I don't think it's gonna happen. He wants it set to. They're gonna try and terraform it, but that would take like hundreds and hundreds of years. But they want to set up bases. They should set up a moon base, but I guess they say there's no point in doing it. Yeah, the tattoos are it's really sad too. Like, it is just extremely ugly. I'm not even saying that as like trying to be mean. Like, it's just really ugly. It's not feminine at all. It looks bad. He needs to get the economy going. And well, I did a video talking about the economy today. I think everything will be fine with it. It's a tough time. There's tariffs, there's other things, there's a lot of factors. But I mean, there's positive things that come from that, like lower inflation. Any upcoming collabs? I don't have any collabs scheduled right now, no. But I do want to do more collabs. I know these streams are just you know, with my channel, it's just like not good. Tattoos are ugly. Abortion is murder. Gay is bad. Well, yeah, I mean, it's just this new trend, but it's like the trend is way overplayed now with the tattoos. And I can understand like a very small tattoo, but they get like, and they'll get like weird tattoos to where one will be on here, another will be here. It'd be like, I would think like you've got something on your arm. Oh wait, it's a tattoo because it's like these small little things, and that's even more ugly. Well, if you do the full sleeve, like a woman with a full sleeve, that is just brutal. But even just the smaller ones. Yeah, guys, go ahead, like the video. Some women can rock them, but very few. I really don't think any. I mean, unless it's a very small tattoo that you really can't see. Tattoos on women are a result of feminism. Yeah, it's a trickle down. Who's the worst person left of the Daily Wire? I well, you have Knowles, Shapiro, Peterson, and Walsh. Is there anyone? I mean, I think they probably do have more contributors than that. Who's the other contributors there? Those are the only ones I probably know more, but I can't think of them right now. Who's the worst out of that? Probably Shapiro. I mean, but Peterson is just constantly crying. I don't know what happened to him. Did you see Tim Pool? Yeah, Tim Pool, that was a weird situation. I guess I'll go to that. Have you seen what has been going on with these male to female where they'll have like this, they'll try and do like a woman voice and this, and then they'll be like, what about now? It's one of the weirdest things that happened to Myron Gaines when he was at that campus. Yeah, I don't know what this dude like. What is this? He said that he wore this because he thought it was good attire. Tim Pool said this. He said this is me all dressed up. He said I put on a nice. He said he said this is a better outfit than what Zelensky wore. What is this? You got to at least put on a suit for this. I feel like, or no, it doesn't even have to be a suit. It doesn't have to be a suit, but it has to be nicer clothes. Doesn't it? You thought Walsh was gone? No, Walsh is still there. Feminism has resulted in relationships with dominant women, and the feminism has resulted in the death of just a normal family, a standard American family. That's the worst thing to come of feminism, just in general. I really want to look into feminism and maybe do a video on it. I mean, it really, because it goes back to the 1700s, but it was like the 1950s, 1960s, it started getting really bad. And then there's different waves of it. Play the Myron video? Yeah, okay, I will play it. Because it was like the craziest thing. What's with the beanie all the time? He says that he has to be recognized, and so he has to wear it because that's if he doesn't wear the beanie, then people don't know who he is, I guess. I think he just started wearing the beanie when he was younger, and he's stuck with it now. It is. I mean, I can understand that to a degree, but isn't there some events where you can't really wear it? Yeah, let me try and find that. It was at the beginning of the compilation with. I think yeah, is at the beginning of this.
Oh man, here we go. Okay. Hello.
Do I deserve more or less?
Are you a man or a woman?
I'm asking you. Do I deserve more or less?
Well, probably less.
Even now, when my voice is lower than yours?
Even less now. Because women only get in line when you have other
Dude,
women in line.
How did he not start busting laughing? Was that like a sneak attack or something? Even now, when my voice is lower than yours. Darth Maul. Hold on, Darth Maul. Oh, man. Oh, man. Did you see the one woman when she's like 99% of women have been sexually assaulted? Oh, my. These college campuses are just breeding grounds for all the stereotypes. You like how, yeah, I do believe that Myron Gaines did that's not his name. To be fair, I don't know what his real name is though, but I heard about that. But some of this stuff is just hilarious.
Line. Now I know that. What was that?
He said you're not welcome on campus, prick.
Oh, look at this guy. Nice jorts. Nice jorts.
Hey, I have another
Jorts.
question. Do you know who invented Wi-Fi? Like the technology for Wi-Fi?
This is false, by the way. An Irish white man invented Wi-Fi. Can we have some respect?
Let me guess. A woman?
Well, yeah. So if it wasn't for a
False.
woman, your podcast, you wouldn't have one, and it wouldn't have gotten demonetized.
Oh, good one. Yeah, so here's the thing. We do direct connect on our pod, so.
I don't care.
Wi-Fi is, oh, now it's I don't care. Okay, great.
Hello, sir?
Make sure to hit the gym as well.
Sir? Hey,
Hey, just being honest, man.
sir?
You're. Yeah, look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Sir,
hey,
if you're here to
the
have
girls
a
aren't gonna fuck you,
conversation,
man.
I'm trying to have one with you.
Like the girls aren't gonna fuck you, bro. White knighting is not gonna do it.
Okay, hi. Would you like to have an actual conversation?
Oh.
This is fucking awesome. It's a learned skill that they need to develop to learn how to properly.
Get Blue Eagle politics on? Is that Red Eagle's brother? Oh yeah, Red Eagle's brother is a liberal, you're right. No, I don't know. I'm a liberal undercover. I have an alter ego.
Deal with women so
Why
that
do
they
you
don't
need to
end
learn
up.
how to deal with people?
See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. I teach guys to avoid women like you, as a matter of fact.
Thank you. Stay away
Yeah,
from me.
yeah, well, I don't know. You should be in the kitchen somewhere, but it's fine. We'll have this discussion. Because a man's job is to be a leader and be assertive and convey information. Women, you guys are supposed to be quiet and make sandwiches. That's the difference.
You can make your own sandwich. If you need to take a crash course on how to talk to other people, you can take a crash course on how to make a fucking sandwich.
Anyway.
If you're such a strong provider,
sound,
provide!
You sound mad that, like, do you know how to make a sandwich?
Yeah, I do. Want me to teach you?
No, thank you. That's a woman's job.
I think you mentioned you have an open relationship, but specifically on your end.
Only on my end, yeah.
So you take the nuclear family, which is a loyal and faithful husband.
Only women could be sluts. We are the slut makers. This girl's over here trying to call me a slut. Hey, we're the slut makers, man. There's no such thing as a man that's a slut.
Hey, so I really think your ideology is interesting. How do I apply it to my lesbian relationships?
Oh, well, you guys are useless to society, so.
Well, there is no reproduction.
Most women get raped, sexually assaulted. 99% of women get raped and sexually assaulted. You do know that, right? And because of
99%,
men's
yeah.
savagery.
But just where do you come up with that number? And how do you I think she must have been misinterpreting data or something to say that. You're telling me 99% of women, because I know, like, what is it, like 25% or whatever they say, but 99%.
Holy crap.
Because of men.
Women
Remember
need to
that.
hide. There's
men.
There's a rape epidemic going on.
Like,
So, anyway.
I'm pretty sure if I point to any woman in this room, they could tell me a rape story.
Sure. Maybe their fantasy. Who knows? I don't know.
Their fantasy?
I don't know. A lot of women read sex novels like that.
I want you to look at our country today that men have ran and look at how shit it is.
We're the strongest superpower in the world. What?
No, we're not.
Yeah, we
No,
are.
we're not.
Yeah, we are.
You know, countries are warning their people to stay away from us
What?
because
dying
of
to
how
get in.
shitty we are.
Do you realize people try to come here illegally every single day to become Americans and or get to live here with
You do
diminished
realize-
benefits, even if because they're not documented? Like you do
Oh, you
realize,
wanna
like I used
start
to.
on undocumented immigrants.
I used to work in immigration back in the day. I know this intimately. People literally try to sneak here under intense conditions and die a lot of the times while trying to come here. This is the best country in the world.
But this is like the perfect stereotype for a college girl. I mean, they're not all this bad, but like this is what college breeds to a degree. But even white women.
Again, more
The
privilege
best
that you
country
don't
in the
understand.
world, I'll tell you that much. I'm an immigrant.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Go home.
So that proves my point even more.
I didn't come here willingly.
You're here. Like.
I did not come here willingly.
Oh, okay. How'd you come here then?
I came here because they paid me to.
Yeah, send her back, bro. God damn, man.
I mean, she set
Send her
herself
back,
up with
man.
that.
You're talking about
Okay,
send
this
her
is why we
back,
gotta
get
build
you
a
a
wall.
person of color?
I guess we're no longer getting the best and the brightest. What the hell? This is why I'm so big on,
You
like,
talking
you
about
know,
send me back, but you a person of color?
this is why I'm so big on, we need to go harder with immigration.
I'm sorry, are you not black?
I don't know. It depends on the day. Some days people call me black. Some days people call me Arab. I don't know what it is, man. So.
Y'all looking at the same motherfucker I am? Because he's black, right?
Oh, man.
He a person of color, right? He a person of color, right? Shut the fuck up. I ain't talking to your
Bro,
ass.
I get more gray hairs talking to women than
I
dealing
don't
with
talk to
cartel
white
members.
people. I hate to break it to you.
Okay, so what's your last point? Because there's a bunch of people behind you, but
My point is,
yeah.
you're a pussy.
Okay, great one. Wow. Okay.
Well, there's modern college girls, I guess. That's one of the sane ones. That's one of the normal ones.
I thought you'd come up with something wittier or funnier than that one. Like mom jokes. Are we in like 1997 or what? What's going on here? Where did she immigrate from? Retardistan? Holy.
Retardistan.
This is our college education system, man.
But it's just such a great encapsulation of these modern college women. Just all of its mass hysteria. Nothing she said was true at all. Like, nothing. Some of them do a little bit more research than that. They try and get... Because remember, they're like, oh, a woman invented Wi-Fi. No, an Irishman did. Put some respect on her name. We also built canals. How is he so good at... Yeah, that's the thing with some of those things. You got to start laughing. I mean... Did you see the Nancy Mace clip? Oh my goodness. Have a great weekend. All right, man. I'll see you. If America is so fucked, why doesn't she leave? I mean, that's something that people always say. It is very hard to like leave a country, but there was like one liberal lady who's like, I left America. I went to Poland, and we know how right wing Poland is. She's like, it's so much safer. Well, it's right wing, of course. 19th Amendment. Yeah, I think that was one of the prompts that he was talking about. The 19th Amendment. That's what Andrew Wilson always says. The enforcement arm is always within the men. So why would they have that right? The only way anything can be enforced is through males. It is true. Who says have a great weekend on a Wednesday? Well, it is getting closer to the weekend when you think about it. You can start saying it's acceptable to say have a great weekend like Tuesday night. You can start saying it. Wednesday, you can definitely say it. Thursday, you can say it. And then obviously Friday. What's going on with Russia, Ukraine? Well, Trump is trying to force a deal. He's given them an ultimatum. He said, you need to come to an agreement or we're leaving this and we're not going to be helping you anymore. Myron's political commentary is great. Problem is, while he's right on calling out women, he says men should be in open relationships on their end. Men should be dominant in marriage. Yeah, no, I agree with you, man. I don't really, but they'll just clown us and say we're losers who can't get multiple women. You know, that's what they say. The whale enters. The whale makes his presence known. Great live stream yesterday. You enjoyed it. Yeah, that was a good live stream with Red Eagle. I don't know what was going on to where he was cutting out some of the times. I was gonna try and, but I didn't want to, disrupt the stream. But it was like something to do with Discord or something, I think. But most of it was fine. Play the Ben Shapiro Zelensky clip. I think I already did play that. Is there another one that got released? Let's see if there's another clip. No, I don't think there is. It's just this trailer. I mean, they're trying to do like this badass intro. It's like a movie trailer with the music. Play the Tim Pool clip of him saying Dan Bongino and Cash will take down the deep state. Wasn't it a little bit old? I mean, they're not doing much right now. Did he just say it? Because there's been, they haven't, it's just kind of been a letdown with them, honestly. You gonna do a live stream of the draft? I mean, probably not. I don't really do sports content anymore, man. It's just like, I don't know. My channel is just all politics. I gotta find my avenue, I think, is really what I have to do, because there's no energy in my channel right now. So obviously, as the creator, I have to infuse the channel somehow. Are you still gonna pick college games? I don't know. I mean, that's a ways away, anyways. That's not for another like 4 or 5 months, I think. Yeah, that is basically 4 months because it's like late August. Controversial content, yeah, rather than like news stuff. Does doing news every video get stale from a creative standpoint? Yeah, it's just very repetitive, I would say. It's just really repetitive, and there is not a lot of creativity to it, but it's like, you know, once you get into the algorithm a certain way, it's kind of hard to break that. But did you follow the Nico Tennessee situation? Yeah, I mean, it seems like a total miscalculation by him, but that's just that is a clear NIL disaster with that kid. Goes to UCLA. How do you make that decision to go from Tennessee and their offense to UCLA? He got some horrible information. Would hate if you dropped college football, like your political takes, but found you off college football. Yeah, but the issue with college football is it's really like a 6-month or a 5-month thing, anyways. I mean, it's hard without, especially like with a channel like mine, which is so diverse. It's hard to really do any college football content in the off season. Do some historic videos. Yeah, I mean, the good thing about historic videos is I learn a decent amount, and then I do the video on it. The problem is like, I mean, I've done so few. The only historic videos I've really done is like in relation to 9/11 and maybe a few World War II videos. I wanted to do some videos on like all the U.S. territorial acquisitions, things like that. I don't know if I'll do that. Are you watching the draft tomorrow? Yeah, I might. I mean, either that or stream. I don't know. Is Shador Sanders going to be bust? I think that he'll probably drop a little. I mean, I don't know. I don't think he's projected to go inside the top 10, but he'll probably be like mid-first round pick, I'd say. Yeah. His number got retired. I think that was a joke. I mean, but Colorado, it's like they worship Deion, so you don't think it's a good class in the draft? Yeah, it seems kind of underwhelming, honestly. Just got here. What's with the peace deal? Well, there's people reporting that there's been. Trump says the peace deal is going to happen between Russia, Ukraine. They've put out what they want to have happen. Trump has, and now it's up to Russia and Ukraine to agree to it. But Trump says it's going to happen. So I mean, but you know how it is with acts. I mean, they'll say, "Oh, it's happening." I mean, this is what it is. It's like, well, you probably can't see it from there, but President Trump says he believes he reached a deal with Russia and Ukraine. More conspiracy videos would be great. Yeah, I mean, I like the 9/11 type videos, honestly, when it comes to the conspiracy stuff. What was the other conspiracy? I mean, the moon landing, but it's like, you know, I looked into that. I think the moon landing was real, honestly. I mean, when you really lay out all the facts, I do think the moon landing was real. Clinton 9/11 15 or 16 black van video. Yeah, I remember that. That was weird. Hillary's had a few really weird videos that are just they don't really add up. Then why haven't we been back since? Because, I mean, what is the purpose of going exactly? You could say the same thing about Russia. I mean, Russia was obsessed with going to the moon. Why wouldn't they go back? Because it was a space race, man. There's really no purpose to go back, you know. You think it was fake? Well, then why was the USSR tracking our Apollo missions? Why didn't they say we faked it? I mean, that was a serious space race. They were investing a lot of money into that. They would say we faked it. I mean, they were tracking us via Doppler and other satellites and sound waves. I mean, they were tracking our missions. So they knew to a degree that it was real. Let's be honest. I mean, they wanted it to be fake. JFK, MLK, Epstein would be sweet, all relevant. I mean, I think Epstein is probably the most relevant. Yeah, but JFK as well. The MLK stuff, the stuff that they leaked about MLK with the orgies, I think it's been out for like 4 or 5 years, if I remember correctly. Well, we didn't lose the technology to go to the moon. There's no point in going. If they wanted to go to the moon, they could go, man. The tapes were destroyed. They were partially destroyed, but no, not all of them were destroyed. What's the Tulsi news? I don't know, dude. The dude keeps saying, like, there's this huge Tulsi update. I don't even think there is a huge Tulsi update. He just keeps saying it. It's like he wants to will it into existence or something. Mike Waltz is done. No, I don't know. There's leaks within the government. That's what she's saying. Party switch? There was no party switch. Think about this for context of the party switch. If you're a historian and you're 100 years from now, you would have thought the parties would have switched with the vaccine. Because remember, they were against the vaccine, the liberals were, and then they were for it. So the parties must have switched. It's just, no, parties evolve over time. It's a lot more complicated than, oh, they just switched. Do you believe in a round Earth? Yeah, I've watched Interstellar. Of course I believe in the Earth is round. Flat Earth theory is legit. Maybe with that Blue Origins all-women mission, it might be. Big Mike versus Barack Obama election map. They're going to be divorcing. I don't know. I thought they weren't going to do that. Even if they do, they're probably going to try and like keep it really quiet. Thoughts on George Bush? W. Well, his administration was overrun by neocons. Yeah. And his entire presidency was shaped. I mean, 8 months into it, 9/11 happens, and it's just shaped by that. But Bush was not good, no. You get government conspiracies, but saying the Earth is flat and moon landing is fake is crazy. Yeah, but the moon landing being fake is a lot more believable than the Earth being flat. But the flat Earth stuff has become more of a meme now, and it's a grift to where a group of people, they want to believe it. I think some of it's trolling, some of it is people just believe anything, and you know, it is what it is. Alex Jones pushing fake trans conservative grift. Blair White, his whole brand of being trans conservative goes directly against conservatism. Yeah, I mean, I like Alex, man. I like Alex. I don't know what he's pushing with Blair White, but W. Bush was the fall guy. No, I agree 100%. I mean, he really wasn't a big neocon, but W. Bush, the people around him were. And he got kind of roped into it. Thoughts on JFK? I always thought JFK was overrated, but it's kind of hard to be rated when you were only in for 2 years. But I don't know. A lot of people like JFK because they think, oh, he stood up to Israel and they killed him for it. So he had a really good speech. Do a video on Hitler's eagle's nests. There's good videos on World War II, especially of Hitler. Who is that one YouTuber, the one dude who always does those videos? I used to watch him. I don't remember his name. He's got videos. He might have deleted a bunch of his videos, though. I don't know. The Berghoff is what you're talking about? Mark Felton, yeah, that's who it is. Yeah, he's got good they're very palatable videos, World War II videos. Alex Jones was replaced. Yeah, that's a great conspiracy because he's shaved now. He's in better shape. Well, they say he's on Ozempic, but he got replaced by someone else. Daily Wire going to be done? I don't think so, man. They've got a loyal base. I think they'll survive whatever they're going through, but they have lost key talent, obviously. I still don't really know what happened with Brett Cooper. But then she came out and, like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it just kind of seems like the Daily Wire gave her a voice, and then she kind of played the victim card. You don't like Timcast? Yeah, I never really watched Timcast, but now, I mean, Timcast happens when I stream anyways, but I guess it depends on the guest, if they have a good guest on. Sometimes they have on liberals and they'll debate them, but I don't think they've really had many on recently. Ever watched Told in Stone? No, I've never watched that. It's a history channel. Do you like Tim Dillon? I'm really not familiar. I mean, the only time I've seen Tim Dillon, I really never even seen his comedy. It's just when he's on Rogan. When he's on Rogan, and I mean, it's like politics. Like, all I know him is because they'll just talk politics now, the comedians. Look at Andrew Schultz. Oh, Buttigieg was on Schultz and talked about adopting babies, and I don't know if you saw that. You listen to The War Room? No, I don't. Is the War Room with Owen Schroyer? Is that what you're talking about? No, I mean, Owen's a good guy though. Tim Pool is the worst. The only guy you like on the show is the hippie dude. Yeah, I mean, they have regular people on there. It just... I mean, we'll see if he shows up to the White House again, if you give him a press pass. He was right on the Maryland dude, though. That is an El Salvadorian. Have you tried interviewing anyone? No, I don't think I've ever formally interviewed. I haven't formally interviewed anyone. I don't really want to interview people. It does. I'm not really. I'm not a reporter. Crushed or cubed? Who does crushed? You can't do crushed because it'll immediately melt. It'll make your drink watery. Crushed ice. You can't do crushed. InfoWars ad spam. Yeah, I mean they do. You know, it's like New York Post. You really can't watch New York Post at all, or you can't read New York Post, like the ads. Just, even if you have the ad blockers, so much of the screen is just it just becomes like white spaces because of the amount of ads that they have. Now they've all switched to subscription models, so you shouldn't have to do that. Like the New York Times has a good subscription model. Interviews are boring. Yeah, especially if it has to be like a formal interview with a politician or something, it's probably going to come out real boring. Jamel Hill claims she was fired by ESPN because her show wasn't watched by white people, but she was replaced by Sage Steele, who is black. Yeah, isn't Sage is a conservative? Jamel Hill is like really liberal. I saw Jamel Hill on CNN. I was like, oh man. CNN sometimes has these honorary people on. I guess she was on there arguing with Scott Jennings. Keto versus vegan versus carnivore. I never did any of those, man. You hated interviewing people as a sports editor? Well, especially if it's like a low rag interview, it's like it's got to be really boring. And the people even doing the interview are going to be pretty boring. You saw me at Kroger, I don't even shop there. You're capping, bro. That's not slang I should be using. The new dude, you know what I saw? This is crypto. Look at the number 1 and number 2. They're different troll coins. You're joking. You got to be trolling me with this. Dude, I knew the troll coins were going to do well. But let me show you guys a little something right here. Do a little one of these. You got to be kidding me with this. Come on, you bitch. Listen, when this comes out, I think this is going to go to pretty high. Not financial advice. Just wait for it to come out. Wait for the new DeepSeek to come out. Get a little Christmas bonus. Get a little stocking stuffer. Goes to 5 or 6 million. Trump coin. Is Trump coin going up? Bro, you got 100K subscribers. I can tell you got the. Yeah, it's up. It boomed a little bit. Here comes. We're all Trump's exit liquidity. He just got his vesting schedule unlocked. The exit liquidity commences. Yeah, 38%. That's pretty good for a coin valued at $2.5 billion in market cap. Interviewing athletes is the most pointless thing. Yeah, and same thing with coaches. It's really bad. Yeah, Red Eagle was in Trump. Dude, I was like, well, let me ask you this. How many meme coins are you in? He's like, I'm not in any meme coins. And I was like, all right, fair enough. But then he said he was in Trump coin, and he's like, yeah, I lost a lot of money. Well, he should get out. This is an exit point for him. No, he probably is down a lot. Have you ever visited Ireland? No, I've never been to Ireland personally. I do need to visit Ireland at some point. I think it's important. It is important. You're buying this coin? I wouldn't buy this coin. This coin is not going to go up very much, man. The Trump coin. Tim Waltz clip, show it. Tim Waltz, is there another clip of him? Is he doing another rally?
Students being swept up, shoved into unmarked vans, and fathers being tossed into Salvadorian gulags without a hint of due process. Students being
what is it?
President has also chosen.
By the time you visit Ireland, it's all brown. My homeland. My homeland has gone liberal. Very liberal. More liberal than the UK. Go interview Rosie O'Donnell. Yeah, I'll have to visit her. Well, she invaded my homeland. It's disappointing.
I stress this. Chosen to tear up the values that once made America the shining light of the world. Now, in this land of the free and home of the brave, we have university students being swept up, shoved into unmarked vans, and fathers being tossed into Salvadorian gulags without a hint of due process. So I want to be real clear about this. If you say you love freedom, but you don't believe freedom is for everybody, then the thing you love isn't freedom, it's privilege.
We got white privilege. White privilege. White privilege. It's the same stuff that lost them the election. Maryland man born and raised. That's what they do in Kyiv. Yeah, they do. I mean, there's videos of kids getting thrown in vans and being forced to fight. You're right. It's interesting, like with the whole Irish stuff, because some people say, well, you've never been to or you've never been to Ireland, so you can't claim to be Irish. Now, this is what it is. My nationality is American. My ethnicity is Irish. My race is Caucasian. That's what it is. But these people are like, you can't claim to be Irish. You've never been to Ireland. You're American. Well, that's a nationality. Is it not? I think that's what it is. I was thinking about this. I'll be the only ginger in Ireland. I'll get some respect. Get some respect for my hair color. I don't get much respect in the United States. These people. Obama nickname was Deporter in Chief. Yeah, I mean he deported a bunch of people, and but a lot of his numbers were kind of skewed because they counted certain things and like turnaways at the border as deportation, but it's not. They don't count that under Trump. Am I watching the draft tomorrow? I mean, probably. Nothing more obnoxious than liberal Euros gatekeeping Irish Americans while claiming Pakistanis can be Irish. Yeah, no, that's not how it works. But think about it. This is how it works. Your ethnicity, that's the key thing. Irish, Scottish would be my ethnicity. That's just what it is. American is not an ethnicity, it's a nationality. Pull up ZBCN chart. That brain rat time. Now that it's brain rat time. I mean, dude, I think I have it right here. I thought I pulled it up already. Wait, what is it? Dude, what is this? Doesn't even have a this is like this is 75 million. What am I doing buying this? What do you think I'm a billionaire? I'm not buying a coin that's at 75 million in market cap, bro. You're insane. Do you think I'm Elon Musk or Soros trying to buy another election? I mean, come on. Celtic is a better ethnic descriptor. Yeah, you might be right on that. But I'd have to look at Ancestry. Look at horse on base. It's just called horse. $458K. It's not a bad chart, honestly. But 458K, that's a tough entry. Would you say we're at war in Yemen in a way? No, that's fear-mongering by people that want to say that Trump's controlled by Israel. We're not at war with Yemen. It's fear-mongering. I mean, we're at war with them for what? Allocating 0.001% of our military resource to a bombing mission. You got like it's just fear-mongering with these people. They just, you know, it's a narrative they're trying to push. You know, Trump said there's not going to be war with Iran. These people are going to be they're going to have to eat their words. It's unfortunate. It's great for us because I said that there would be no war with Iran. Your family's been in America for almost 400 years. You're still Irish. Well, yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. It's your nationality is American. Horse was made by Zora founder. Yeah, but what even is Zora? It doesn't even make sense. Whatever happened to their coin Enjoy? You remember that? Thing just went to nothing. And now they've got their own launch and it's just crap. It's at 80 million. I mean, what are you going to make a 3x off of this? Like, if we aren't controlled by Israel, then what do they do for us to deserve our money and military support? They did jack for us after 9/11. Well, no, I agree, but they would say that they have good intel on terror operations in Arab countries. I'm just saying what they would say to counter that. Yeah, I agree. There's no war. There's no war with Iran, and Trump is going to have a huge win when this deal is signed. This is going to be an all-timer. This is going to be another Trump classic negotiation deal. You got to love it. Do another video on coins you're holding. There's no point. Those videos don't get any views. And it's bad for the algorithm. Although I guess at this point it doesn't really matter. I created this new list. Oh, this is brutal, man. I mean, how are these things down by this much? It's insane. But this I'm not even in. 4pan. Here's another DeepSeek coin. You know this coin went to 60 million or 50 million? I mean, I don't think it's going to do that. It's not going to go back to 60 million. It's going to go to like maybe a million I'll just take a million. Come on, we need the new DeepSeek version to be released. This is how we degen. Kai Trump hates Carson Beck. Brain rot central. Kai Trump with a very hateful opinion of Carson Beck. You hate to see it for Carson. Not saying we are fully controlled, but they have way too much power. Yeah, but this is my take on this. If they controlled us, then how is their country smaller than New Jersey? I mean, you think they would at least be able to territorial, and maybe there's like, oh, they're trying it with the Palestinians. But I mean, you'd think they'd be able to get more territory, let's be honest. If they controlled the biggest superpower in the history of the world, they would be able to get more territorial control than a country that's smaller than New Jersey, if we critically think about it. What the fuck is Ethereum doing right now? Ethereum's got to be up. I don't know if it is up, but it should be up. Everything in the higher caps have been done really well recently. Wait, hold on. Where is this? I don't even... Oh, here it is. Orange juice. Crypto. BTC 93K. Man, Ethereum can't even get to 2,000. Now, Ethereum had a nice green candle. It was like 1550. Now it's went up $200 recently. Size of New Jersey, and they're the second most powerful country in the world. Well, then why don't they expand? If they're the second most powerful country in the world, they should expand. Would you move to Alberta if it becomes a U.S. state? No, I wouldn't move there. There's no point in moving there. I mean, I think it'd be a good addition, but you got to be careful about, adding states like that. You've held Ethereum for a long time, made nothing. Yeah, Ethereum's been horrible. Like, Ethereum has been legitimately... I mean, if you look at the graph going back, obviously, to like 2015, it's still up thousands of percentages, but it's been... When Doge is taking a hit. What is Doge at? 17 cents? Yeah, I mean, like, when you have Doge at 17 cents... Man, I like the way this graph looked. Ooh, this is a nice graph. I like this. Do you have a market cap, maybe? We got to pay for the market cap? Seriously? Do we have to pay for the market cap? Damn you. Damn. I mean, what is its all-time high? 110K around there. Starting to pick back up again. Nvidia going to $70 a share. Yeah, Nvidia has been hitting a bit of a lull for sure. It's at 102 right now. Tesla, it's a solid day in the market because it was really bad on Monday. What do you think of this Shannon Sharp stuff? I think obviously it looks terrible. Now, I don't know about the amount of money that the girl wants. It's all a mess, dude. But I mean, you're 51, you're with a 19-year-old from OF. It's probably not going to end well. Ashley St. Clair, what happened to her? Elon deleted her account out of rage. No, I'm kidding. Imagine if Elon's just like, I'm just going to delete your account. I don't care. This is how you I mean, this is what Elon was doing. He was paying women extra money in their X accounts so they would have his kids. It's an interesting strategy. It's an interesting. He offered her 10 million. I know. Sharp did for her to shut up. I mean, because you knew what was going to come out was going to make him look really bad, like that leaked audio. Did you hear the release of the audio? Yeah, I heard it. He said he was going to choke her in public. AF post X account is fake news. It's the worst. Yeah, America First post. Yeah, they hate Trump and they just constantly lie. They just lying about stuff and you know, it's unfortunate. I mean, listen, Trump does some things that aren't great, but come on. I never had Panda Express before. Maybe I should go to Panda. We don't even have a Panda Express near us. Thai Express? I don't even know what it is. I don't know what it is either. I'm not sure what it is, Slip. Thoughts on the Doge whistleblower? What did they uncover? In whistleblower in what sense? Against Musk or for Musk? Jason Whitlock, thoughts on him? I think he's just like a typical black conservative. You saw the world's largest Cheeto? You had Popeye's chicken? I used to have KFC when I was younger. We used to get it. KFC's expensive. I haven't had KFC in years. Panda Express Chinese fast food pass, hard pass. Yeah, it seems like that might not end well. But I mean, Chinese food is good, but it's like the American variation of it. Dude, the American variation with the sweet and sour chicken, it's like, I mean, it's good. It is good. There's no doubt about it. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this live stream. Yeah, that's it. Let me see what this is. Guy came out and said Doge let Russian IPs log in and download tons of data. Said that he came forward that after a photo via satellite was sent to him threatening him. Mainstream news. Doge apparently let Russian IPs log in and download data. I mean, come on. Dude, this is more fake shit about Russia. I'm just sick and tired of liberals trying to pull this same... It's just the same bullshit. It's always got to be Russia. It's the boogeyman. It's Blue Anon. Oh, Russia is behind it. Russia controls me. Oh, I gotta stop Russia. Guys, my Russian payment only goes till 10 o'clock tonight, so I'm logging off. Yeah, we have a Chick-fil-A near where we live. Their new fries. I only have their waffle fries. We got to see some new flag designs because of the extra star. If they became a state, it wouldn't really change much at all. You're going from 50 to 51. I mean, looking at the flag from a mile or from a like a smaller variation of it, it's not going to look different. All right, guys, I'll see you.